Alrighty, guys. Good evening. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Muntus. Hope you guys are having wonderful Muntus, guys. Tonight we're going to be doing some more of the OW2s. Continuing on with our tweaking. I played a little bit offline and it doesn't look like my keyboard is a silver bullet, as you can imagine. Yeah. I guess we'll see how things go tonight, guys. See where they happen. I was looking at my but it might be because my server is kind of weird. Whatever I'm pinging right now is kind of weird. Oh, or... now the question is, are they doing work, or do I have a bad IP? Huh. Be 35 and this should be 22. Start? I see. I may have to give my router a quick reboot here, guys. I think I'm in a good IP range. I think I'm going to give my router a quick reboot here, guys, and get my coffee while this is happening, which means I'll probably disconnect for roughly 45 seconds here, and then I'll come back. Usually getting rainbow colors in OBS, too. Downstream's fine. Upstream had a bit of a hiccup there. Fine. Pretty ridiculous. I can stream basically, I can pound my upstream and still stream at the same time, and it basically does nothing. I mean, my ping went to the stratosphere, but besides that, like, it didn't drop any packets. Alright, I think I need to restart my router, guys. So I will be back in roughly 45 seconds. Maybe minute. Yeah. Alrighty. That looks like it fixed nothing. Same different IP range. Looks like my provider's having a problem right now. It's having a tizzy 3144. Yeah, they must be doing work right now. Stereo is 41. Yeah, just in general, my latency's higher, so they must be working on shit tonight. Oh. Ping matters a lot in Overwatch, and makes me kind of not want to play Overwatch. Act on an extra 15 ms things. Well, there's that. Mm-hmm. The band plays on, guys. I guess is what's going to happen here. Let's take a look at the tube, see what's going on tonight here. Have to keep in mind latency increase. 14 cores for $250. Interesting. And stand on the dish of our telescope while it tilts. Oh my god. Aw, the last season of Cobra Kai. The actors are growing up, guys. They aren't teens anymore. Lots of e-girls that I don't watch. Apparently they know what my demograph's after. Fuel injectors in slow motion would be cool to take a look at. Okay. Oh my god. Battle nonsense is back. No way. No way. He hasn't made a video in like a year. Literally a year. Is this the new 500 Hz monitor? PG27AQN. No, it's 360 Hz. Only interested in 500 Hz, guys. We'll take a look at this. It's been a long time since I've seen Battle Nonsense. My god.
You bought the best gaming monitor, a powerful CPU, and a beast of a graphics card. But
No.
games somehow still don't feel as responsive as you would like them to.
Watch sucks.
This situation is very frustrating, because while you can clearly feel that something is off, the only way to know for sure is to use special equipment to measure the end-to-end latency.
Gonna be the
your
open one we
system.
just looked at?
And that is not only hard to come by, devices like Nvidia's LDAT also require some expertise to use
Not
and
really.
make sense of the data.
Not really.
At least that used to be the case.
That's
Because
what
now
they're
we have
trying to sell
monitors that come
themselves
with
as.
Nvidia's reflex latency analyzer built right into the display, which
Yeah.
allows
No, they just
everyone
don't
to
sell it to
quickly
plebs
and
like us.
easily measure how much lag they are affected by. So in today's video,
That
I
was
will
the
not
angle
only
that a
show
lot of
you how
reviewers
this
took about how
technology
it's a
enables
powerful
you to
tool
put
and
an
then
end
just
to the
stopped
guesswork
using it.
when it
And
comes
then
to
all
how
the major
responsive
reviewers
a
just
game
stopped even
is.
using it.
I will also show you how you can use Nvidia's performance analyzer in combination with the reflex latency analyzer to easily create detailed charts like these in Microsoft Excel, using a template that I provide for free. With these charts,
Honest
it's
patron.
really easy to make sense of the latency and performance data when you're troubleshooting a problem or try to optimize a game to be as responsive as possible. So the monitor that I use for this tutorial is the 27-inch ASUS PG27AQN, which Nvidia sent me to take a look at. The monitor has a maximum resolution of 2560 by 1440.
He also sounds different. You must have got COVID.
Refresh rate of 360 Hz. It supports G-Sync, and most importantly, comes with
sounds
the
tired and
latency
old
analyzer. The PC that I use for this tutorial has an ASUS ROG Strix Z790E motherboard, an Intel Core i7-3700K, 16GB of DDR5 memory, and an RTX 2080 Ti.
I have a 2080.
Now, how do we set this up so that the monitor can measure the time from pressing the left mouse button to the result showing up on the monitor? First, we use the included USB cable to connect the monitor to the PC. Next, we connect the mouse to the pass-through USB port on the monitor, where the reflex latency analyzer listens to the data packets sent by the mouse, which is how it detects that we pressed the left mouse button. Then we need to configure GeForce Experience. For that, we press Alt and Z on the keyboard to access the GeForce Experience overlay. Now click on Settings, and then HUD.
Can't wait to have a reflex analyzer, guys.
Like
we talked about the open source version of this, by the way. There's two now.
To the top right. And for performance,
and I was thinking about buying one.
FPS.
So I think the reflex, the new 500 Hz monitor is like in March, maybe. And then you have to wait for reviews too, so April.
Next, we go to the performance monitoring section. Here I like to increase the number of latency samples that is used for the average values in the overlay. And since we also want to create latency and performance charts later, we must set a folder where the log files will be stored, which contain the data from the reflex latency analyzer, as well as the performance monitoring. Now, this is not required, but if you have a hard time remembering all these shortcuts, like I do, then a Stream Deck from Elgato makes your life a lot easier, as you can simply create a button for each hotkey so that you don't have to remember.
My Stream Deck is actually pretty nice. I streamed with one for probably 7 or so years without buying one.
Only show us the frame
rate. It's actually really helpful for doing scenes on another computer I used to have to click to instead of buttons I can push.
Until we get to the reflex analyzer overlay.
Still, I'm connected to my server, but I don't have to go to it all the time.
We assign to the performance menu, and then
very helpful for things like muting and fast scene changing.
Enabling that overlay triggered a couple of things. Inside the game, the tiny version of the reflex flash indicator was activated and appeared on the left side of the monitor. But not only that, the reflex latency analyzer inside the monitor was also activated and automatically configured. So the monitor now knows where the game shows the flash indicator, which changes its color from black to white when we press the left mouse button. Now let's take a look at the information that we get in that overlay. On top is the frame rate the game is running at. Next, we have the GPU.
That'd be so helpful. I can literally run it while my game is running. Oh, that makes me hard, guys. Oh,
render latency is
I can watch my input delay in live. Oh my god!
The graphics card completely rendered that frame. PC latency is especially interesting because it includes the delays coming from.
This would have been a video that would have been helpful probably about 2 years ago, by the way.
As well as the time required to render the image. So in most cases, the reason why a game feels bad.
Reflex monitors have been around basically about the same time as LDAC came out, is when they appeared. And then every hardware reviewer is like, "Tee, these are trade secrets. We can't tell you how to analyze this data. We'll just make fun of you because obviously you're going to do it wrong if you have one of these. So you don't deserve to have one of these." And you're like, "Huh." Okay. I mean, if they were in the same position, guys, when it came to things like fraps for average FPS, frame times, MSI afterburn for 1% and 0.1%, they'd probably say the same fucking thing. You can't use it because you might not be able to discern the stats properly. It's misconfigured in the wrong hands. Like a plumber that never wants you to see PVC pipe because you might take over his fucking job. You fuck off. But anyways.
Followed by the internal latency
of the mouse. If you know how to run pipes, you might become a plumber. That threatens my job security.
The reflex latency analyzer and so can report the internal latency. But you can also use a mouse which does not support that.
It's not just battle nonsense. There's a bunch of streamers or tubers that said the same thing back when it came out. It was pretty obnoxious.
As long as you use a high quality mouse and make sure that you select a polling rate of 1000 or more,
They went to the
it is
College of
usually
Tech
not a
Tubing or
problem
something.
if
There
you
isn't one,
don't
by the
have
way.
a mouse that is fully compatible with the reflex latency analyzer, as it is unlikely that a high quality mouse is the reason for why a game feels unresponsive. But if you want the most accurate results, then you do need a mouse which supports the reflex latency analyzer. Then there's the PC and display latency. This is the time from where Windows receives the mouse click event to the time where the reflex latency analyzer
we're getting there,
inside
guys.
the monitor detected that the indicator
Getting
changed
there.
from black to white. Then we have system latency. This is the complete end-to-end delay from the moment you click the left mouse button to the flash indicator turning white on the monitor. So this value also includes the delay of the mouse. So to measure the end-to-end latency of our system, we simply press the left mouse button.
I've seen some as
and the
low as
overlay will
20
tell us the time from pressing the
in
left
the
mouse
database, the
button to
open source
result
database.
showing up on the monitor. The result being that the flash indicator changes from black to white every time we press the left mouse button. So to measure the end-to-end latency of our system, we simply press the left mouse button and the overlay will tell us the time from pressing the left mouse button to the result showing up on the monitor. The result being that the flash indicator changes from black to white every time we press the left mouse button. So we can then keep clicking the left mouse button and monitor the results in the overlay. Should we want to reset the average values, then we can do so by using the shortcut we
Sounds like
assigned
this is
to
a
that
pretty
action.
easy to use tool.
Another important thing to
This
know
isn't
here
LDAT
is that
though.
since the
This is the one
reflex
that's built into
latency
monitors.
analyzer monitors the flash indicator and not the muzzle flash of the gun, we measure the true end-to-end system latency, even when the game designer uses a trigger delay on all or some of the guns in the game. Another positive side effect is that we are not forced to stand still while we test system latency. In fact, we can continuously measure system latency while we are playing the game, which means that we can track system latency
This is
throughout
hot,
an
guys.
entire match, and so measure how our current settings affect how stable or unstable
This
the
is fucking
latency
hot.
of our system is.
I want this in my
Furthermore,
life.
we are also able to measure system latency for characters or games where there is no muzzle flash. But how accurate is this reflex latency analyzer when we compare it to NVIDIA's LDAT, which monitors the actual pixels on the display? To test this, I used both the reflex latency analyzer and LDAT simultaneously. And while the results are not an exact match, the data generated by the reflex latency analyzer is very close to what you would get with LDAT, which is not as
Especially
easy
if you get a
to
sample
use
size.
and requires to connect wires to the PCB of the mouse you are
Very,
testing with.
very hot.
Another concern you might
I'm
have
looking
is
forward to this,
if
paying
passing
extra
the
money
mouse
just
through
for
the
this feature,
monitor
by the way.
increases the latency of your mouse. But as you can see here, the system latency does not improve overall when you connect the mouse directly to the PC. So, unless you want to do some very special tests, you don't need an LDAT. The reflex latency
I do want to do really
analyzer
special
is
tests.
very easy to use and provides
However,
useful and accurate data when it comes to
if you don't have a monitor with reflex analyzer in it, which I don't, you need to have another option. That's where the open source one comes into play.
or
I wonder if he's going to talk about that. Literally right after I talked about it.
Testing the latency of your system in games like Overwatch, Call of Duty or Fortnite is extremely easy and straightforward.
Yes, it is.
Because
These have some MSI or Afterburner integration would make it even better.
You just select either the reflex analyzer or the latency option for the performance overlay, and it will do the rest for you. In the description below you can find a link to a website where NVIDIA provides a growing list of games which are capable of configuring the reflex
This is mainly a
analyzer
sponsored piece.
automatically. But how about games like CSGO, which sadly do not support that? Well, we can also use the reflex latency analyzer to test games like CSGO. However, the process is a bit more complex. First, we press Alt and R to enable the performance overlay. Next, we get this warning that we have to configure the reflex latency analyzer manually. To do that, we must access the on-screen display menu of the monitor. Enable the reflex latency analyzer. Enable Show Monitoring Rectangle. Select Centered Preset. And then adjust the location of the measuring rectangle so that it covers the area where the muzzle flash appears. Then we open the on-screen display menu again and change the size of the measuring rectangle so that it is neither too big nor too small. Since the reflex
She likes
latency
it when it's not
analyzer
too big nor
does
too
detect that
small.
the game cannot auto-configure the reflex latency analyzer for us, it would be great if it could then at least enable the reflex latency analyzer inside the monitor, reset the position of the measuring rectangle and switch it on, so that we then only need to adjust its size and location.
By the way, NVIDIA could do all this because it has an uplink to your computer. Your computer is actually communicating with your monitor through the USB hub. That's how it gets some of the information. So there's already an interface between the monitor and the computer through the hub, which is what you have to connect the mouse to. So they 100% could add more monitoring functionality to the reflex analyzer. And they really fucking should. If they're going to charge you an extra $300 to get a reflex analyzer, that should be a thing. Or $200. There's definitely a price premium associated with this shit. They should 100% add more stats to this. There's almost no excuse for a premium feature in which they haven't fleshed it out very well. I even made a comment to them on Twitter. This is actually caused by it. On Sunday, I think it was, I made a comment at NVIDIA. This is on the heels of us basically talking about the open source LDAT, where I asked for more polling stats, like where they'd actually give us stats based on polling rates. So you can figure out what your how consistent your polling rate is in your mouse. And while your polling rate does fluctuate, you have enough data points that's probably going to you're going to be able to figure it out. So within a certain amount of deviation, a certain amount of variance, you'll be able to figure out your polling rate and how accurate the in-game is. So
ideally, it would also remember what size and location we used for a game and then load these settings again when we test it the next time.
Yep.
This would make testing system latency a lot easier for games which are
You're
currently
Goldilocks.
unable to automatically
What does that even
configure
mean?
the reflex latency analyzer for us. So for games
Talking about my
like
hair.
CSGO, the reflex latency analyzer must see.
In astronomy and astrobiology, the circumstellar habitable zone, or simply the habitable zone, is a range of orbits around the star which planetary surface can support liquid water given sufficient atmospheric pressure. That's called the Goldilocks zone, or also known as habitable zone. I see. My channel is the habitable zone. Hey, chicken.
A clearly visible muzzle flash, which means that we do not only need to choose a gun which can provide that, we also need a dark background behind that muzzle flash so that the reflex latency analyzer.
Oh, is this actually a lewd thing? Yeah. Almost everything here is in association with planetary habitable zone from a star. Goldilocks zone for girls? Ah, makes sense. It's a habitable zone for girls. Nothing to do with how far away from the sun you have to be in order to sustain life on a planet.
Gets that sudden change in brightness it is looking for to detect the input. If you test against a bright background, then a flash might either not be detected at all, or it can cause too short as well as too long latency results. This sadly means that for games like CSGO, you cannot use the reflex latency analyzer to measure the latency of your system while you are playing. You can only measure it while you are standing still, using a gun which has a strong muzzle flash, while testing against a dark background. Also, if the game developer decided to use a trigger delay for the guns, then this delay will be included in your results. And if the developer uses different trigger delays for different guns,
so the built-in reflex analyzer actually makes up for the trigger delay.
Depending on which gun you use for your tests, which can lead to very confusing results. So for games like CSGO, we can only hope that the developers will eventually support NVIDIA's reflex latency technology. So this overlay provides
But Valve doesn't really do much of anything, so
data.
good luck on that.
If we want to track our system latency throughout an entire match, then we won't be able to keep an eye on that overlay. Sadly, it does not get included in NVIDIA's game capture recordings, so we cannot use that to look at the overlay later. We could use OBS, which I used to record the overlay for this video. But going through a long gameplay recording, constantly monitoring that overlay, is not the best way to find out what is going on with our system latency. Luckily, we can simply log all data into a CSV file. So how does that work? Just like before, we simply use the shortcut to cycle through the performance overlays until we get to the reflex analyzer overlay, or we use the performance menu to select it directly. Once the match begins, we then press the shortcut we assigned to the performance logging. Inside the overlay, we can see that the logging started. If you don't like that large overlay, you can also switch to the much smaller latency overlay. But be aware that the reflex latency analyzer only works with these two overlays. And once the match is over, we then simply press the logging shortcut again to stop logging. Now we can simply repeat that a couple of times to either see how stable the latency of our system is across multiple matches, or to find out if the map we play on makes a difference. Or we could change some settings before we go into the next match, so that we can see how that change affects the latency of our system. But be aware that in some games you must restart the game for changes to be activated.
Are we seeing super jump, guys?
Tell you that a restart is required. Now, I've simply recorded
that is like next gen Mercy right there. Almost 6-dimensional fighter Mercy. Not really though.
Matches. So for each match I get 2 CSV files. One for the latency measured by the reflex latency analyzer and one for the performance data. When we open one of these files in Notepad, then we can see that it contains a ton of data, which is quite hard to look at and even harder to draw a conclusion from. So we need to present them differently to find out what is going on with our system latency. For that purpose, I've created an Excel template which you can download for free. The link is in the description. First, we need to extract the downloaded zip file. Inside the folder, we find the results folder, which has a few subfolders. Now we simply move the latency CSV file from the first match into the first latency folder, and the performance CSV file from the first match into the first performance folder. Then we continue to do the same with the remaining CSV files. Next, we must choose the correct Excel file. Which one depends on your location, specifically if you have your Windows and Excel set to use either a dot or a comma as decimal separator.
Gonna grab that before you disable it.
A comma is used as decimal separator, so I must select this Excel file. Now Excel tells me that this project wants to load data from external sources. This is because it will load the data from the CSV files we placed in the subfolders, so we need to enable that content. The data that you see here is just a sample. To load the data from our CSV files, we must go to Data and click on Refresh All. Now Excel loads the data from the CSV files and refreshes the charts, which can take a moment. On the first page, we can now compare the system latency of these 5 test runs. Here we see the longest, average and shortest delays, as well as one standard deviation, which helps us to judge how stable the system latency is. In my case, we can see that the latency of my system was quite stable throughout all matches, which is good. As I said, you could try different settings inside
variance would have been better, but
compare how these affect system latency here.
Like little lines.
Then there are 5 more pages, where each one is for one of the test runs. When we look at the first run, we can see the frame rate, average PC latency, and system latency. So if you're troubleshooting why a game only sometimes feels off, then this chart should help you to identify what was happening at that time, like a drop in the frame rate or a sudden spike of the PC latency. You can also rename the CSV files to something more meaningful, and when you then refresh the data, the new file name is displayed as the title of the chart. If you like to store your results outside of Excel or share them, then you can right-click on the chart and export that as an image.
Oh yeah, save it to Twitter.
That's it. This is how you use the reflex latency analyzer to put an end to the guesswork when it comes to
I'm going to post all my latency analyzer charts to Twitter, guys, don't you worry.
So I hope that you found the information in this video helpful, and if you
subscribe to my flow plane to get my CSV files.
So until next time, have a nice day and take care. My name is Chris, and this was Battle Nonsense.
So it was a help guide? Good for him. He's been around forever. But let's see. That there's a couple now. Holy fuck. High leg tester. They're all $100 too. Only three. This is the more ghetto of the ones I've seen though. Oh, there's two of them. Where are they? We literally looked at them. Uh, this is one. That's one. Looked at. And where's the other one? God. He calls it something fucking weird. Open response time. And it doesn't show up in Google results. OSRTT. That's pretty bad for your product, by the way, if it doesn't show up in Google results. Just throwing that out there. gaslit into thinking you're the only possible cause, only to have it disappear again. I was scared to delive my CPU, but then, no, you weren't. J2 Cents says $5 million, and he's a fucking empire. He's a fucking oil baron of tech tubing. Scared of blowing up a CPU. Prosumer informational video. Interesting. It's been a long time since he did an upload. Good. However, nothing really outside the ordinary there. Just a spreadsheet, which is kind of neat. I want a fucking reflex analyzer, guys. I hit my new keyboard. I'm sorry, keyboard. I want a reflex analyzer, guys. I want a fucking expensive monitor so I can monitor my latency. Oh my god. Oh, it's a heart-to-heart fireside conversation from Demo Ranch. Oh. He's set for life, though. He doesn't need anything. I want to take a look at this, though. What time is it? Yeah, let's take a look at this real quick.
Welcome back to Harbour Unboxed. Today we are checking out the highly requested 13500. Intel's new $250 Core i5 packing 14 cores.
Once again, if it turns out the X3D chips from AMD are shit, I'm definitely going to buy a 13000 series refresh.
Hybrid-like CPU.
If they shit the bed with the X3D chips, which they might based on what it sounded like, they took something good and decided to tweak it a bit by putting slower chips on it, and I think they just... Yeah.
Therefore, I am very keen to see how it performs. But before we do...
Today's video is sponsored by Gigabyte and their Aorus and Aero RTX 30 series laptops. These excellent
what are you guys watching?
Gamers and creators.
Oh no, your brain.
When compared to the 13600,
your synapses.
You get the same 6P cores with hyper-threading for 12 threads.
Logged in? Why am I not logged in permanently?
The 3600K cores clock as high as 5.1 gigahertz. The 13500 is capped at 4.8 gigahertz. The big change to the P cores, though, is the L2 cache capacity, which has been downgraded from 2 megabytes to 1.25 megabytes. So the same capacity as Elder Lake CPUs, whereas the K-SKU Raptor Lake parts all receive a 2 megabyte update, which does help to boost.
Guy right down here. Curious about the 13400 though. Can't imagine these 8E cores being all that useful just compared to having the P cores are what really matters, which makes you wonder about like this guy down here at the bottom. 196.
Boost performance. As for the E-cores, the 13500 retains all 8, so the same core count as the 13600K and twice that of the 12600K. And that's a big deal, as the 12th gen locked Core i5, such as the 12500, didn't feature any E-cores at all, so we're going from 0 to 8 in a single generation.
But I think 4 would be more
However,
useful because
like
it just
the
needs to take
P-cores,
care of your
the
background
E-cores are
tasks, and as
receiving
long
the
as nothing
12th gen
gets
cache
put on it
capacity,
that has any
meaning
meaning, it
unlike
doesn't
the
matter.
E-cores of the
Like basically you have 4
13600K,
cores
which
for
pack a 4
offloading.
megabyte capacity
I think the
per cluster,
real
the
breadwinner here is
13500
the
has been downgraded
13400.
to 2 megabytes per cluster. Yet despite those downgrades to the L2 cache capacity, the L3 cache remains at 24 megabytes. That's the same capacity that we see with the 13600K, meaning there's 4 megabytes more L3 cache than what you get with the 12600K and 6 megabytes more than what you got with the 12500. So at $250 US, the 13500 could be well positioned as the best value all-rounder for more budget-oriented builds, and
12400.
competition here really would be the
13400, excuse me.
7600. Now, the 13500 does have the advantage of working on cheaper B660 motherboards using DDR4 memory, so I'll certainly be looking at that along with the DDR5 configuration. And for this testing, I'll be using the G-Skill Ripjaws V-Series 32GB DDR4 3600CL16 memory, as it can currently be
I
had
guess
for
this has
$115 US.
4.8 gigahertz
It's a really good quality
for
kit that
clock
offers
instead.
a nice balance of price to performance.
Instead of
Now,
4.6.
please
That's
note
not that big of a
locked
difference,
Intel
though.
processors cannot run above DDR4 3466 if you want to use the Gear 1 mode, and ideally you do want to use the Gear 1 mode, as the memory has to run well above DDR4 4000 before Gear 2 can match Gear 1. And the reason for this limitation is due to the fact that the system agent or SA voltage is locked on non-K-SKU processors, and this limits the memory controller's ability to support high-frequency memory while using the Gear 1 mode. So that being the case, I've tested the 13500 using the Ripjaws memory adjusted to 3466, as this is the most optimal configuration for this processor, short of manually tuning the memory timings, which we're not doing for this content. Now, the primary competitor for the 13500 is
don't talk about it.
Ryzen 5 7600, so this will be the comparison I focus on. However, I've also included a number of other processors for reference, but please note the data isn't always apples to apples, at least in terms of the memory configuration.
Pretty good.
The
I think the 13400 though is really the sweet spot here.
Though in the past we have found this memory to be comparable to DDR4.
When you're starting to get down to $30, a $200 processor,
case,
that's I think that has meaning. It's like 10% more expensive,
Let's
more
get
than
into
that.
the data. Firstly,
15%
here's a
more
look at how
expensive.
the 13500 operates using the supplied box cooler, which I won't actually be using for our testing as it's not very
They test
good,
the
and you
13400?
should absolutely replace it when buying this processor. A cheap $20 US tower-style cooler will do a much better job. Anyway, with the box cooler installed, thermal throttling kicked in after roughly 25 seconds. Initially, the 13500 P cores ran at 4.5 GHz with the E cores at 3.5 GHz, but after an hour, the P cores were forced down to 4.2 GHz and the E cores ran at 3.4 GHz. So that's a 7% reduction for the P cores and just a 3% drop for the E cores. Those certainly aren't massive performance dips, but it is worth noting that the core temperature ran at 92 degrees with a CPU package temperature of 100 degrees, and this is while throttling. As usual, we ditched the terrible box cooler for our testing and instead used the Be Quiet Pure Loop 2 FX 360mm AIO.
No,
With the
totally
cooler,
$20.
the 13500
To be fair, you can actually get a pretty nice tower cooler for $20, $30, like the Hyper 212.
Load, we saw no
Yeah.
dip in the clock speed.
The legendary
That's because
Hyper
the
212,
13500 ran at
which is
just
like, I think it's
62
Cooler
degrees,
Master.
so well below
It's like one of their
the
legacy,
threshold.
one of their legacies to their name.
Starting with the Cinebench R23
Like the go-to
multi-core
for
results, we
cheap
see
cooling
the
for like
13500
eons at this
is
point.
indeed very impressive for core heavy
Or whatever the
productivity
new variant
workloads
is for the
that can
processor.
utilize the E-cores well. When compared to the 7600, we're looking at a 44% increase in performance. That's a massive gain that sees the locked i5 even outpacing the 7700X. It was also just 12% slower than the 13600K, and that difference for this test is purely down to the clock speed, as cache plays a very small role here. Now, the single core performance is similar to the 7600 and slightly less than that of the 12600K for the simple fact that the 12th gen part does clock
Pretty
a bit
good.
higher. Still, when compared to the 13600K, we're talking about a mere 6% reduction in single core performance. The 7-zip file manager compression results are heavily influenced by memory performance. The 13500 using an optimal DDR4 configuration is only around 10% faster than the 5600X, but 16% slower than the 7600. However, when armed with DDR5 memory, the 13500 is 14% faster than the 7600, though it did still trail.
And DDR5 isn't even that expensive anymore. It was mainly when it was released.
Somewhat to be expected. Still, overall, very good performance here, especially given the price. However, we see that DRAM performance has almost no influence on decompression performance, so here the 13500 does well using either DDR4 or DDR5 memory, delivering comparable performance to that of the 5800X, making it up to 10% faster than the 7600. The Blender Open Data results are very impressive. Here the E-cores are working well, and as a result we're looking at Ryzen 7 7700 like performance, making the 13500 at least 28% faster than the 7600 and just 12% slower than the 13600K. And it's a similar story in the Corona benchmark. Here the 13500 is 13% slower than the 13600K, but 37% faster than the 7600, and performance was much the same using either DDR4 or DDR5 memory. Next up we have Premiere Pro 2022, and here we see when using DDR4 memory that the 13500 is slower than the 5800X, as well as the 7600, trailing by a 9% margin. But when paired with DDR5 memory, the locked Core i5 enjoys a massive 21% performance bump, allowing it to beat the 7600 by an 11% margin to come in just 4% slower than the 13600K. We're also seeing solid performance gains when upgrading from DDR4 to DDR5 in Photoshop, with DDR5 providing an additional 17% performance. Even so, the E-cores are virtually useless in this lightly threaded application, meaning the 7600 is slightly faster here. The last of the Adobe software we have for testing is After Effects, and here the 13500 managed to beat the 7600 even when using DDR4 memory, though performance was virtually identical. Armed with DDR5 though, the 13500 was 9% faster than the 7600 and just 8% slower than the 13600K. And the last productivity benchmark we have here is code compilation performance, and here the 13500 again performed very well, trailing the 13600K by a mere 3% margin, or 9% when using DDR4 memory. Either configuration also saw it beat the 7600, and it was 17% faster when using DDR5. Now, time for the gaming benchmarks, and we'll start with Factorio.
Oh,
here the
and there's the X3D, not that it really matters, but...
DDR4 or DDR5 memory.
Look at that giant cache, guys. You just want to lick it.
The 7600 and just 5% slower than the 13600K. So overall, a great result.
Best content on Twitch, by the way.
Part.
How many streamers get horngry over giant caches? Not many.
We'll do that a bit later on. So we'll start with Watch Dogs Legion,
and waiting for AMD to screw the pooch with the X7000 series, X3Ds, which is what they sounded like they're doing at CES. Good for them. Let's pair it with slow chips, because clock speed doesn't matter.
The 13500 was able to match the 7600,
fuck you.
making it 9% slower than the 13600K. The Rainbow Six extraction results are very interesting, as here the 13500 appears to struggle quite a bit, though the results do make sense. The E-cores are of course completely useless here, so when it comes to gaming performance, the 13500 is going to be quite similar to the 12600K. It is clocked slightly lower, but it does pack 20% more L3 cache. And we see that
this makes me wonder if it's even using the E-cores for the game, or Windows or Intel is like, nope, don't touch that shit because you're going to explode. Which could be the case here, so it's not even trying to offload the game to the E-cores, because that would just make the game fuck up, and like just go to shit.
DDR5 memory, the 13500 is 5% faster than the 12600K, but 14% slower than the 13600K and a massive 23% slower than the 7600. The Zen 4 processors do perform very well in this title, though to be fair, the 1% lows for the 13600K and 7600 are very comparable. The Hitman 3 performance, while very good overall, it's a bit lackluster when compared to the 7600, which matched the 13600K, at least for the average frame rate. Again, DDR5 did provide the best results, boosting the average frame rate by 13% to 205 FPS. The same.
Curiously, let's take a look at pricing for memory here.
And this saw the 13500 trailing the 7600 by an 8% margin.
Memory.
The Core i5 13500 did manage 110 FPS in Spider-Man Remaster when using DDR5, and then 99 FPS when using DDR4, making the DDR5 configuration 11% faster.
Therefore,
That also meant that the
3466.
13500 was just 4% slower than the 7600 and 7% slower than the 13600K, while it beat the
And 2 by
12600K by
16.
7% margin. So overall, solid performance, I'd say, and right where we really expect this part to land.
$71.
Here we're looking at a rather substantial 20% performance uplift for the 13500 using DDR5 opposed to DDR4 in Shadow of the Tomb Raider, pumping out 228 FPS to make it 5% slower than the 7600 and 10% slower than the 13600K. So again, pretty well where you'd expect it to be given the specs, around 7% faster than the 12600K.
Double the price.
Like Rainbow Six Extraction, Horizon Zero Dawn heavily
74 compared to
Zen
170.
CPUs.
That's
In
a lot of money for a
this
budget
title
system.
seriously favors the AMD processors. DDR5 memory also doesn't help the
But not the
13500
X3D.
here, and although it was just 8% slower than the 3600,
it's keeping up with the actually not really. It's keeping up with the 7000 series. So even though this is an X3D, look at this. Look at this price, or look at this performance boost here, guys, just by adding the giant cache onto it. Same processor, a little bit slower clock speeds, but the giant cache just makes a huge difference, and it keeps up with the current generation. Which is why their chip sales are so bad for the current generation. Because why would you fucking buy the current generation when you're waiting for this little attachment here, right? It's like buying an inferior, like, hey guys, have this inferior model, and we're gonna release a new one that's just better in like 4 months from now. Here, have this. And now everyone's like, nah, that's okay, AMD, and then their chip sales are like, turn that into an emoji.
Okay, that made it a massive 26% slower than the 7600.
Played PlanetSide 2 and someone's using a magic bullet cheat on every piece NC player. That'd be amazing.
Where the 13500 is up to 22%.
I wonder how long you could actually, if
thanks
that's
to the
legit,
additional
how long you
bandwidth.
could actually do that in
Even
game
so,
before you
with
get banned,
181
like before a
FPS on
manual
average, that meant
ban
it was
comes through.
Slightly slower than the 7600, just a 4% margin in this example. ACC benefits more from L3 cache performance than it does DRAM
PlanetSide
performance.
2 is
Even
just
so,
like,
DDR5
it's a unique
is offering
bird,
a mild
and
5% jump
BHVR,
here
not
for the
BHVR,
13500, which saw it come in
Daybreak
10%
Games is just
slower
like
than the
banking on
3600K
that
and
still,
7%
10
slower
years
than
later,
the 7600.
that no one's going to come along
The
and take
second
their
last game
FPS
tested
pie.
is the Rift Breaker,
Yeah,
and
MMO
here the
FPS pie.
13500 does outperform the 7600,
Basically what they did with
delivering
H1Z1.
8% greater performance when armed with DDR5 memory. That also made it just 5% slower than the 13600K, so a great result here. For
Yeah,
Intel's
so
new locked
that memory
i5
upgrade is going
processor.
to cost you $100,
Last up,
and
we
that means
have
you can buy a better
Counter-Strike
processor for
Global
$100.
Offensive,
So
and this is another title where AMD Zen 4 processors perform really well. With 114 FPS on average, the 13500 was 11% faster than the 12600K,
560 FPS,
just
guys.
6% slower than the 13600K, and then 11% slower than the 7600. So a good result
cache
relative
doesn't really
to the
benefit things much
13600K,
here, though.
but a little bit weaker than typical when compared to the 7600. Okay, so here's the 10-game average. Across the games tested, the 13500 with DDR5 memory ended up on average 9% slower than the 7600. If we were to remove games that heavily favored the Zen 4 processors, such as CSGO, Rainbow Six Extraction, and in particular Horizon Zero Dawn, these processors would end up much more evenly matched. That said, we have found that this sample of games generally reflects what we see across a massive 40 to 50 game benchmark, at least within a few percent. The 13500 does stack up well to previous generation CPUs though when using DDR4 memory, offering 7% greater performance than the 5600X, which I estimate would make it around 12% faster than the old 12400. And here are the 1440p results for those of you interested, again using the RTX 4090. The 7600 was 9% faster than the 13500 using DDR5 memory, or 16% faster when limiting the i5 to DDR4. Using DDR5 though, the 13500 was also 5% faster than the 12600K, but then 7% slower than the 13600K, so again pretty much where you'd expect it to be. Now when it comes to power consumption, for an all-core workload, the 13500 is relatively power efficient, pushing total system usage to 231 watts using DDR4, and then 266 watts with DDR5. That's comparable power usage to that of the 7700X.
You have to look at power consumption per work, though, per unit of work.
5% slower in this test. Having said that, though,
because there's a work time, right?
Exactly an efficient product. The non-X version, so just the 7700, that delivered basically the same level of performance.
Because you can't just look at your total system consumption, because you could look at a laptop that's really power efficient and go, oh, this is a really power efficient system, right? But what really matters is the amount of, like, the unit of work per joule or watt, right? I think it does that, but I'm not sure.
Considerably less power. Still, even in this example, the 13500 basically
That's
matched the
that's power
7700
efficiency
when
right there.
using
This isn't
DDR4
power
memory,
efficiency. This is
and
just
here we
showing
see the
you
power usage
power
for the
usage.
entire system is just 9% higher, so not too bad. Okay, time for the cost
Do
per
it.
frame
So,
analysis. And for
that's
the
a pointless chart
13500,
right there,
we've
by the
got
way.
two prices.
That last one.
One with the $115 G-Skill DDR4 3600 CL16 kit, and then another using
5600 is $135. Okay, I lied.
The DDR5
I
configuration
lied.
is based
It
on
wasn't
a
that good, guys.
$160 Z690 motherboard, which of course
And a
supports
5800
DDR5
X3D is
memory,
still,
while
price
the
performance is still
DDR4
cheaper.
configuration is based on a decent B660 board costing around $130.
Oh my god, look at that. 7600X. X3D. Yep.
The Zen 4 processors are priced with the DDR5 6000 CL30 memory that they were tested with, along with a $180 B650 board. Now, I know there is a Gigabyte B650 board selling for $160, but there's only a single board at that price. So therefore, I've adjusted our pricing up to $180, as this increases your options to 3 B650 boards. And based on those prices, the 7600 comes out to a cost of $2.53 per frame, and technically, with a little bit of overclocking, you could match the 7600X's level of performance, which would reduce the cost per frame of the non-X part to $2.43, but we're not including that data here as we're focusing on out-of-the-box performance. So when it comes to gaming performance, the 13500, it's a little bit disappointing.
It really makes me question why he doesn't test things with PBO on. I understand PBO and overclocking in general is a shit show as far as guaranteeing performance. But PBO, so the precision boost overdrive, the built-in overclocking in AMD motherboards has gotten so good that you basically don't even need to touch it once you turn it on. It's like guaranteed extra performance. Not guaranteed as in you'll always get it, but you can just turn it on and forget about it and you'll be fine. So, unless you tweak it more, which is what I've done, and yeah. And my processor's dying, so. Which might also be what's going on in Overwatch, but I'm not sure about that.
$2.77 for the DDR5 configuration.
Can't believe that cheat still exists. Magic Bullet only exists in shit games or shitly coded games.
Even if we ignore the performance,
normally the game will do some sort of checking to see whether or not you can do it before doing something like that.
To that of the 7600, while opting for DDR4 will save you a mere $65 and will without question result in less gaming performance. The Core i5-13500 is a very interesting CPU and certainly one of the best locked 13th gen CPUs that I've tested so far. That's because, unfortunately, the Core i3-13100 is pretty well dead on arrival at $150 US. It really needs to cost no more than about $100 to be viable in today's market. Then we have the Core i5-13400, which I'm yet to look at in detail, but realistically, it's not much of an upgrade from the 12400, especially for gamers, as it is essentially the same CPU with 11% more L3 cache and a 5% overclock. So that is a nice little upgrade, but at present it does cost 33% more. So again, basically another dead on arrival part. The 13500 though, with its 8 E-cores, this thing is genuinely a strong productivity CPU.
I thought there weren't any comparable cheap 12,000 series that had E-cores on them. Never price segment.
Gaming performance is also solid, though it really does require expensive DDR5 memory to compete with the likes of the Ryzen 5 7600. But when it comes to productivity,
home invasion by Intel.
The Ryzen 7
oh no,
7700X,
what's going on here, guys?
The workload, it's not always a great deal faster than the 7600X. Like what we see.
Oh my god, someone's taking off with it. They stole it.
Actually end up slightly slower in lightly threaded applications such as Photoshop. Overall, though, I believe the 13500 is the superior productivity CPU, but of course it is worth comparing performance in the application you'll be using. Gaming, though, it's a lot less clear-cut, and in fact, I think things swing the other way, with the 7600 being the superior choice here, even when factoring in value. The 7600 can also be easily overclocked to produce 7600X levels of gaming performance, and while that doesn't change things drastically, it does further advantage the Ryzen processor. Sadly, Intel has completely locked down BCLK overclocking for 13th gen non-K processors, so even if you have a motherboard supporting an external clock generator, it won't be able to do anything.
Not anymore.
13500.
They got rid of that.
Which really sucks. It's a big blow for this part and enthusiasts, and really, I think this is a poor move by Intel. The Intel box cooler, it also sucks. It's super loud, and it sees the 13500 suffer thermal throttling issues well within a minute.
Meanwhile,
whereas
the Wraith
Wraith
coolers
Stealth that comes
from
with the
AMD are
7600
pretty
not
fucking
only
good.
avoids any thermal throttling issues,
For the most part,
but
they
it's
were
also
better
relatively quiet.
with the 1000 series
Certainly
when they
the
first
world's
released, but
quieter
or
than the
12,000,
Intel cooler.
13,
You can also achieve
1000 series or
the
2000
performance sharing
series
figure
when they
with
first
the AMD
released.
cooler,
I think it was a
whereas
1000
that's not
series.
always
They're very
possible
good, and they
with
just
Intel's
kind of whittled them
cooler.
down a bit, but they're still pretty
But in
good.
my opinion, the single biggest blow to the Core i5 13500 is the LGA 1700 platform, which is now at the end of the road. It's effectively dead with no future prospects. Meanwhile, AM5 will be supported for years to come. It will support future CPU generations. Zen 5 is expected to be a radical upgrade, so having the ability to support future processors is a massive win, and it's why I'd buy the 7600 over the 13500. I feel had Intel offered more value for gamers, then it would make the choice a lot harder, but the fact that you need DDR5 memory to compete with the 7600 and DDR4 doesn't really help with the value equation anyway, unless you offer 16 gigabytes. But I think at this point for a new system, builders really will want to invest in a 32 gigabyte kit. You can also purchase.
I'd still even say 8 gig is more than enough for your system, by the way, guys. Most people went with 16 gigs. I think it's mainly just people just going to 32 gigs because it feels like you need to upgrade it. But I went to 32 gigs mainly so that my fucking standby list would stop emptying. So my standby list would stop emptying because it takes more time for standby memory to fill up with 32 gigs of memory. But I'd still say you're extremely safe with 16 gigs especially, and even 8 gigs I think is your bare minimum, and it's still fine. They probably could do testing on this. I don't think they have. But I got it purely for this, where the standby list fucking fills up here. It'll eventually fill up my entire system, and then I have a program that dumps it, which you guys just saw. The reason for that is when it fills up, it'll sit here and your memory will sit full, and Windows sometimes needs more memory. And what it will do is it'll have to dump some of the standby list in order to free up memory, and that causes stuttering in games. Still has not been fixed. Causes stuttering in games. Yeah. And the more memory you have, the less likely it is to do it. So I have a program that will dump it automatically, and then it'll take a couple days to fill back up, and then I'll do it again.
Comparable DDR4 kit. It's a $40 saving by going DDR4, which is really peanuts once you factor in the cost of the motherboard and processor. So for
I think 16 gigs is more than enough, especially if you're building a budget system. 8 gigs is probably fine. Someone really needs to do some testing on that. I don't even think it matters anymore, to be perfectly honest.
Tempt me, as the performance overall is similar.
Like, you guys saw how much memory I had free here, right? And then when you run like Overwatch, it's like another 3 gigs of memory. So I'd maybe be using 10 gigs of memory here. So maybe it would be more over 8 gigs of memory. So you may suffer a performance hit if I was, with all my shit that I've opened. In my scenario, I'd suffer a performance hit if I only had 8 gigs.
Coming in at the same current asking price of the 12600K, while offering just 6% more performance on average. And that's not really enough to compete with the slightly cheaper and faster Ryzen 5 7600. So that's that really. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like, subscribe for more content. We do have more content of this particular CPU coming up, and just more CPU content and other content in general. Also, Floatplane, Patreon, either of those will help support the channel, and you get some pretty cool perks in return. We have Discord and a monthly live stream. Yeah, we do a monthly live stream. Tim and I get together and do that. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm your host, Steve. See you again next time.
Thanks, Steve. Who's the other host? Chris? The UK guy? Thanks, Steve. Even though I don't agree with you putting in ray trace numbers in with your rasterization benchmarks and your GPU benchmarks, Steve. Steve, even regardless of you doing that, still pretty good stuff. Out of all the tech tubers on YouTube, I think this is one that's most worth watching. Gamers Nexus used to be, and they just kind of dropped the ball on that. They're trying to do the Linus thing now, which is just make random tech tube content. So, no. They lost their way, guys. They looked at what they could become with more money. They're like, what if we do what Linus is doing and just make random tech content? Which has no real bearing on anyone that actually wants to watch like real tech tube content, but it's like the Big Bang Theory. Linus Tech Tips is like the Big Bang Theory of tech tubing. It's like, you know, just enough to make you think it's a geeky show, but in fact they just basically ridicule and make fun of geeks the entire time and dehumanize them, while simultaneously not really being geeks. It's like mainstream geekdom. Still not certain what category to put this stuff under, guys. Overwatch, Overwatch 2? Don't know. Let's do both of them. Shotgun this shit. Oh, we have a watch here. What was this under? Overwatch or Overwatch 2? Overwatch 2. Close, guys. Okay. Let's take a look at the tubes, guys, see what's going on here, and go from there. Overwatch 2 has been shut down in mainline China. Yep. Oh my god, Symmetra has baggy pants. Wow. Powerful and... what is it? Powerful and strong? I don't know. Voice acting, by the way, from Ramatra is actually really good, in my opinion. I really like it. I like his lines, I like his character. $7,000X 3D series now listed as unlocked for overclocking. Rumor! Oh my god, we're getting closer to launch. Like a month away, less than a month away, guys, from the launch of the 7000X 3D chips. Oh my god. Bukkake the screen. Wipe it off. Bukkake it again. Uh-huh. People hypothesizing why they launched the X3D in the first place, which is totally getting the voltage down right for the Ethereum, the HBM cache. Second half of February, starting at 550. That's my guess. Probably original launch price for the 7000 series. Unlock can mean so many things. Yes. Guess price and launch date, please. Yeah, everyone literally waiting for this. Like 5 months, 4 months after the launch of the original 7000 series. Yeah, it's the real launch of the 7000 series. Yeah. Yep. I thought they're going to bring their production up on the X3D chips and meet it up with the 7000 series launch, and they never really did that. Fortunately, I guess they learned their lesson on that one. You gave us something good we wanted. Fuck you and your shit chips. Theory crafting, don't care. Can you stream copyrighted music on Twitch if you don't stream the VOD? It's complicated. There's ways of streaming on Twitch where it won't save the copyrighted music to your channel. And in order for people to DMCA you with that, they basically have to watch your stream and then manually file a copyright claim. And big fucks, big piggies are too enamored with their lives to do that. They have an automated system, obviously, for every sort of copyright strike is automated nowadays. Almost every copyright strike is automated nowadays. Because who would spend their time doing something where they have to threaten you with a lawsuit, right? Yeah, that seems lackluster. Let's automate that shit. And as far as I know, Twitch does not issue copyright claims, despite their overzealous moderating. Sometimes they don't actually like enforce copyrights. They basically forward copyright claims onto you, and after you get a couple, then they take down your channel. So I guess it's kind of them enforcing copyright claims, but they aren't like looking through channels looking for the information. They're basically just complying with laws. So not really Twitch that copyright DMCAs you. Give me the Reddits. BHVR's Japanese forum post. Function that displays the repair progress on the interface between survivors while the generator is being repaired. Huh. By the way, this is pulled off of the Japanese forums. That's funny. Someone released something early. Am I reading right? All 4 survivors can see the repair progress of the utility bar while it's being worked on. That's a pretty big deal. It's even a big deal for Swifts. But also makes it Swifts know that easily. No, they don't. Yeah, there's no way that Swifts are just sitting there announcing voice on VoiceCom the progression of generators on a numbered generator. You literally can see what people are progress of their generators. That's ridiculous. Please leave when the Nemesis has Rancor. When the killer has Nemesis and Rancor. Okay. Oh, I love to see the after chat room. Probably pretty salty. People say solo queue's bad. I think otherwise. Check out this amazing play. Oh, yeah? I mean, that's not solo queue. That's just bad MMR. Yeah. Yeah, because solo queue actually takes into account MMR, so... It's solo queue! No, there is actually MMR in the game. There's SPMM in the game. Yeah, you're just fucking shit MMRville right there. Remove Eruption and Dead Hard. Okay. Okay, let's move along, guys. We are moving on to the Overwatch times. Goldilocks zones, guys. Goldilocks zone. Get her moving. Give her to her. Alright, I'm gonna go wash my coffee cup out, guys. I'm gonna grab a soda. I will be right back. Alrighty, so we're going to put a couple games under our belt here, and I got a couple things I want to tweak. Tonight, I have things open so I remember to do them. I reinstalled my video card. That's mildly discerning. Here we go. Just love the cavalry is here. Overall, I think I'm pretty happy with my new keyboard, guys. Mainly that it doesn't fucking ghost type. I'm very happy with that. Just love the cavalry is here. You know what's going to happen here, guys? I'm going to get a new processor, I'm going to get a new GPU, I'm going to get a new monitor, and then I'm going to quit playing Overwatch. I think that's the end game, is I'm going to buy hardware, realize it changes nothing, and then quit playing Overwatch. I got the new Huntsman, the Kuntsman V2. Razer Kuntsman. It doesn't have cherry switches. I think the problem with key chatter, as it's called, or ghost typing, where you type something more than once, is the cherry switches. You have to like RMA them or lube them up or something to fix them. I just never did that.
What does it use as a power source?
Planning to steal it for your own designs?
Yes.
Nice try.
I was being polite. Frankly, it's a little primitive for my tastes.
Bomb's primitive for my tastes. Oh.
Pre-flight checklist complete. Running clean and hot. Five, four, 3, 2, 1. Taking to the edge.
It would be nice if some stuff didn't reload when you used it, like your E. If I could reload through my E. That's not good. Where'd your mercy go?
Well deserved.
Oh, I needed to finish her off right there. Linear switches. Or not linear, clicky switches. Linear is not linear as in a type of feedback. There's all different sorts of cherry switches you can get, and one's linear. That's not what it means. Linear is an input method in which it will sense how much you're pushing down the key. And that is not buggy and slightly different. And I was not interested in the bugs slash weird adopter benefits that it might have. So. Okay. Hey, buddy. Oh, hey, look, they killed the rest of our team. Okay. Yeah, I killed 2 of them and they killed the rest of our team. Alright.
Repositioning.
Okay. Up did he go? Yeah. Yeah. Guess we'll go out here. Don't worry. Both those healers were there for a good 30 seconds while I was waiting for heals, by the way. Not buying her bathwater. Numerically superior. That's not a word that Junkrat would use ever. One of the things I don't like about them is they definitely are harder to press than my blues, my cherry reds that I had. Noticeably harder. Most. What?
Let's show him some air power. On the move.
Oh, by the way, I found out that my old keyboard actually... I looked at... Artings does reviews on keyboards, too. I didn't know that. I found out that my old keyboard actually has 5 ms of input delay, where my new one is 0.5. I know, like when you get below 1 ms, it probably doesn't matter a whole lot at all, but that's the big deal is the fact that my old keyboard actually had like 5.5 milliseconds of input lag on it, which is pretty substantial. It explains why it feels more crisp. It's not just the 8,000 hertz refresh rate. There's 1,000 hertz keyboards. God, there's 1,000 hertz keyboards that aren't at 5 ms.
This ends now.
It wasn't 60 hertz. I don't know what's going on there. Why it was so high, but and all the Corsair keyboards are not the same either. I learned that after looking at the Artene's review. Our soldier has become very accurate, guys. Yeah.
Okay, my head's in the game.
Is questionable. Oh, by the way, guys, I got a message that there's action being tanked against people that I reported. You know the messages that I posted on Twitter. The messages that you get, I got it this morning when I logged on. So pretty interesting. No. Get res. Oh, almost. Fucking tank came in there too.
Heroes never die. There's much for you to do.
Good old voice comms. Can you feel 5 ms? Well, I was talking about earlier how we were on like a plus 10 ms, where I was changing some of my latency settings and it added 10 ms, and I could actually feel it. So obviously you can't feel each frame, and I would never expect that to happen. And they got a staggered tank now. That's a big deal. Oh. Yeah. Huh. There's a cheating soldier. Pretty sure our soldier's cheating, as I mentioned. He had a 3-tap there, but it was actually a 2-tap. He just missed one of the shots due to hit reg. Good. And there's a aimbot grenade. Good. Shame on me for not keeping track of the McCree at all instances. So he doesn't instantly score 130 damage on me with 2 times the range of flashbang. Yeah.
Hey there. 10 seconds remaining. Steady your heart. We're almost through. Let's see, but we won't die. Don't give these suits to just anyone.
There's a Mercier, isn't there? Yeah. You're easier to kill than the ball is, so.
Splash. This ends now.
Alrighty. But yeah, I don't think it's something traditional. Like, you know, being able to discern the difference between 120 and 60 hertz, where there's a huge difference. Dialing shit in there at the beginning of the match, he did not look like he's had an aimbot at all. Later on, it started feeling kind of fucking funky, and then at the end of the match, when he's playing McCree, he definitely has an aimbot, so... Dialing things in as the match escalates, imagine that. Imagine programming a linear aimbot that increases in accuracy as the match goes on to the end of the match. Fucking Christ. You could call it an you could mark it as an adaptive aimbot. And it would actually sell. That would be something that would get traction and sell. Because it would more or less guarantee a win, or heavily guarantee a win, while minimizing your risk of being stat-based banned. Jesus Christ, guys.
Strike from above. Draw them into my web.
Slowly escalates your aim over the course of the match, up until the end. The longer the match goes on, the more accurate you become. Unbelievable. That's me guessing. I haven't seen that, by the way. I don't know for sure if that exists, but that sounds very, very plausible now that I saw what the soldier was doing. You could alternatively also just manually do that too over the course of the match. Just turn up the accuracy. Maybe he's just warming up. Let's see. Oh, I don't want your fucking Gatling shurikens. Oh. He's eventually going to come down here and shoot at me directly. There he is. You gonna aimbot grenade me too? No. Can't fucking shoot through the little slats. Weird, huh? Wonder why that is. If people can aim properly, they can 100% shoot through the slats there, just like I was shooting through the slats, but, you know. And mention that, by the way, guys, there's a couple techniques we're doing that's fuck with aimbots. One is you cover your head and your torso. Another is like aiming through slatted material. Depending on how it's programmed, you won't be able to lock on. Oh. Oh my god. Piggy almost got there. But anyways, the 5ms isn't, it wasn't 5ms, it's like the 10ms, I could feel the difference there, so 5ms, especially when you have additive ms, is going to add up over time, right? And while you won't be able to feel like each ms, you'll be able to feel the cumulative effect of all the ms just fucking you in the ass. Hey. Oh! How the fuck did she fucking hit that? Completely unaware of me, but can manage to hit these fucking crack-ass shots above her head. Good for her. Fuck are the healers? Where's the other one?
I have you. Keep fighting.
Taking off.
They almost ate our tank, by the way. Welcome, Tank Chan. Oh, lift up! All my abilities were down. But yeah, that was something kind of I realized the other night when I was playing. I had an additional 10 MS on my ping. I was playing the other night and I could feel it. I was like, that's kind of weird. Either that, there's something else going on in the background that was just causing that to happen. I don't have an aimbot. Oh, they had a fucking Mercy. Weird. I'd love to be able to shoot her. Fuck'd she go? My god. Oh my god! 6-dimensional Mercy, guys. You can't do it. Shooting your fucking buses at me. It's a bus gun right there if you didn't know that.
Returning to battle.
I needed to land on the ground there, but I couldn't because there's too many people on the ground, so.
No one can hide from my sight.
I didn't know they got a Mercy. There we go. Oh, we're dead. That's for me!
Let's show some air power. Repositioning.
But yeah, I don't think it's just cut and dry, just 5 MS. It feels more responsive. There's a couple things I noticed with my old keyboard was sometimes, well, putting aside the fact sometimes the keys wouldn't register, my mouse also does that for some reason. So, probably something wrong with my computer, but occasionally it'd feel like there's like a desync between my keyboard and my character, and I don't know if that's my computer causing that or if it was the keyboard or something. Putting aside the key type, the ghost cat,
I don't work with criminals.
ghost typing key chatter
Isn't always what's legal.
is really fucking annoying.
Change the laws.
Like being unable to depend on your input method while you're ranting at someone on Dead by Daylight and it looks like you fucking are stuttering is god-awful. Because they're stupid enough where they think you stutter on a keyboard. That's not a thing. Stuttering in real life, you like when you type something out, you don't fucking stutter. You can't stutter. You'd have to intentionally type out more letters to stutter on a keyboard. Right? It's not something where you just magically, just like, you have like a nuance in your brain where you just go da-da-da-da-da. You know, while you're typing. That doesn't happen. Oh my god. That's the annoying thing. You get dumbasses that think you're stuttering while you're typing because of key chatter. Oh my god.
Excellent teamwork. The objective is I am securing the point. Over there. Over there. Dispersing.
You fall down? You just down. Okay.
Over here.
Blasted.
People are like just walking around doing nothing. We're just ignoring them. That's funny.
Taking to the air.
God. Good old 75 damage per shot
Okay, my head's in the game.
for her.
Repositioning.
Healer, by the way. Yeah. He's intentionally trying to draw us away. What happens in this case, guys, is you really need someone to go and sacrifice themselves. Hey, buddy. Aimbot grenade. You deserve to lose. He was gonna dodge me too. He was gonna roll dodge me, and I happened to time it exactly. When he turned, like I luck based. Oh, that's a shutdown on the other ult. That's actually pretty good. Holy shit. He was 100% gonna dodge. If he was looking at me, he 100% would have dodged that shot. But it happened to be the moment he turned away from me was the moment he died. Like, the moment I fired my missile and it hit him. Like, exactly at the moment he turned. I couldn't have done that if I wanted to. Well, I wanted to and I did it, so maybe there's that. Couldn't have done it unless I wanted to, unless I actually did it, which I did.
Strike from above. No unnecessary risks.
GXTTT, guys. Oh, I need to refresh my history list, and I didn't. Oh.
5, 4, 3.
It's like an oven in here, Hagi. That sounds like rebirthing fantasy.
Increasing altitude. Thanks for the assist. Don't be too reckless out there.
Missed, guys.
Over there. Establishing aerial position.
Come to me for heal.
Fuck some Moira.
I can heal you.
Over there.
Come to me for heal.
I could really use a heal right now.
I need healing.
Enemy here.
Aerial positioning underway.
That's my victory zone there, guys. I just shot through him. I 100% just shot through him on the roof. Like my missile went through his body. Fuck. It's stupid shit like this in the game and it makes you wonder what the fuck's going on, too. Where I clearly just shot him and it didn't fucking matter. Oh no, he is so close. He is literally at 10 health. He is literally at 10 fucking health when he went around the corner. God.
We're still redeploying, huh? I must return to my I will not waste this opportunity. Repulsion. Taking in the air. Excellent teamwork. Not bad. Heroes never die.
Get him? No. Why does it feel like we're missing other DPS? Understand
Let's
this.
show 'em some air power. Taking off.
There, somewhere.
Going here. You don't have to thank me. I don't think so. Excellent teamwork. Repulsion. Up and away. Get that. Feel stronger. Justice reigns from
Jesus
above.
fucking Christ. How the fuck can my teammates not follow up like the 1 HP Zarya? This is the second time she's escaped with like no health. Actually, they did farm that up.
Heroes never die. Increasing altitude.
I really need to go get rid of the fucking Moira. Can't. Finally got... Finally got Mercy. Jesus Christ. It totally feels like my shots are super fucking delayed today, guys. Holy shit. Not even close. Not even fucking close. What did I change yesterday? All I did was my new keyboard. I said it felt pretty good. And this morning I played while off stream. I didn't change anything.
Helping those in need. Its own reward.
I just clicked the button, nothing came out, by the way. Pointed out when that happens is really noticeable.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
So heavy.
Hey, Bendy.
It's time to
Without sound, huh? Good for you. I don't think I have bad days. I don't have good days either. I just have days. God. Like, I just shot below myself and it normally perpetuates me forward, and instead it pushes me back. It's like a Lancy thing, but I have a 25 ms ping, so... And double headshot. I'm not a commoner like you, Bendy. I don't have days like that.
I've got you covered.
I cannot heal you yet.
Up and away.
No.
I am empowered.
Misery made nothing.
Oh, buddy!
I knew it.
That was an aimbot grenade. You see it like fucking licking my toes for 130 damage, guys.
Establishing aerial position. Enemy over here. Over there. Damage intensified. They don't give these suits to just anyone. I will not waste this opportunity. Over there. Enemy here. Justice reigns from above.
He actually almost made it to the point. If you timed it better.
Score.
Anyways, what I was gonna say, I think last match or last round is sometimes you just need someone to be last match. You just need someone to be a sacrificial pawn to go to the point to get the enemy team off of your choke point dick. It's a really big deal. Even if you go and die, and obviously some heroes can do that without dying, like Lucio or Tracer or Genji, to go and back cap. It's actually a big deal, and there's almost no teams that do that, by the way.
5, 4,
I've done it, even though I die, because I played fair. I've done it.
capture the objective.
I'm here to support. Thanks for the assist.
Oh. We have an Ashe that's just gonna fucking throw dynamite on me all match. God, how'd they not hit her? Hit her on the center. This is the Genji.
I don't stay down. Establishing aerial position.
Come here for healing.
I am empowered.
That was supposed to be a boop, guys, and we hit the side of the railing instead of her. Try that one. Did we get her? Nope. Oh, yeah.
Claiming the objective.
Yeah. Meanwhile, our point to the team didn't even touch the point. I guess theirs weren't either, so.
I will not waste this opportunity.
Cannot escape me.
Let me fix you up.
Nice.
The sky is not the limit.
She overextended. Whoop.
Increasing altitude. Right by you. Thanks for the assist. Amplify your power.
Hmm.
Over here.
Come to me and I will heal you.
I never miss my mark.
I am empowered.
I'll give you a blow. The Torbjorn anti-fair play. It's a fucking mine. Dude, the mines are so fucking hard. This is one of the reasons I was using fucking pink for a while, or magenta. Is because some shit is so fucking hard to see. I fucking hate the new stylization of Overwatch. I landed on a mine. Did you guys see it? I didn't fucking see it. I saw the mines in front of me. Those are not what I landed on. There's a mine in a flower pot somewhere that I fucking landed on. Are we doing sprays because you're gonna hit all your shots for the rest of the game?
Shake it off.
Good for you, if that's the case. Just toggling that accuracy on somehow.
Converge on the objective. I see an enemy. Aerial positioning underway.
Oh.
Over here. Concussive out.
Let's see.
When I'm hitting my shots, you can't touch me.
Enemy turret within my sight.
System repaired. Establishing aerial position.
Beat him? Got one.
Ultimate shutdown.
Very dangerous. Oh, she booped me. Uh-oh. Oh. Motherfucker. I needed a Q there and I didn't have a Q.
Do something.
That sucks. Thanks, Mercy. Mercy gave up on us for the last half of that game, if you didn't notice that. At the end there, she decided I wasn't worth healing anymore, and she didn't heal me, and she died on her own. And I died. And we could have succeeded together, but Mercy didn't want to succeed with me. That's the one where our, I blew it? How the fuck did I blew it? I literally blew up the mines inside. Did he see me do that? Did he see me blow up the mines on the point at the end there? So, like, people wouldn't get booped into them and instantly die? Did you see me do that? No? Me clear up the majority of the mines? No? You didn't see that? Okay. You suck my dick. Fucking Dunning-Kruger piece of shit. I know it didn't matter that much. Wait for this to populate. We're gonna try something here in a second. Might as well take a piss while this is happening. This takes like maybe a couple minutes here, guys. 1 second. Anything through here? Nope.
Strike from above. Taking to the air. Float like a jellyfish. Sting like a jellyfish.
Something feels off tonight, though. Oh, maybe it's that. I have a program open. Maybe.
When I'm hitting my shots, you can't touch me. I don't think so. Touch the sky.
I don't know what it is, guys, but like when you're in training,
Perfect.
even when people are moving around on the ground, it feels so easy to hit bots. Like, I mean, obviously they go back and forth in line, but just like landing shots on them is much easier than hitting on players.
Up and away.
Even when they're just moving on the ground around.
Messy, but we got it done.
The miss bunch.
Dispersing.
Hmm.
Going down. You weren't watching the skies. Taking off.
Ah. Oh. Didn't happen, guys. You'll have to try again. I'm actually thinking about buying one of those open source Lancy analyzers. That expensive. And I do sit on my computer a lot, and I do this a lot, so. But my new monitor will more than likely have one built in, so. And there's that. Alright, let's try changing something. Back in the Overwatch 1 days, I turned off multi-threaded enhancement because it seemed to increase input delay, but we're going to turn it back. Optimization. This does increase your FPS, but it also feels like it increases input delay or causes more variance in the latency. So. Big hiccup.
Strike from above. Establishing a turret position.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Esperanza.
Esperanza.
Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
No, I'm actually taking the most deaths from you, dude. More than likely. Goes Zafira. Uh-huh. Could be all the issues they fixed with multi-threaded applications they've fixed in the last couple years too. So, my information on that could be dated. I completely forgot about that option.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Objective unlocks in 30 seconds.
Taking to the air. Making another approach. En route.
You are needed here.
We pulled ahead. Let's keep up the pace.
Apparently that's where she was nesting. Good.
Shake it off.
We must.
Okay.
Don't let them take another step. Over here. Join me.
There's a big med around here somewhere.
En route.
Good job, Lucio.
They're moving the barricade.
They're taking our lead. Stop them.
Hostiles approach.
He literally just fucking ran in. Okay. With healing aura on. Either doing healing nor...
Uh-oh, they're catching up. Oh, hey.
They outnumber us. They're pushing the barricade. Strike together.
Pretty sure we should leave this game, guys.
En route.
Game's over.
Your team has lost the lead.
There's zero consistency between the players we actually have. Our Lucio is basically trolling.
Switch. On the move. Just double. Establishing area position. Don't let them push any further.
Move along. Happy to know.
Good. Not normal for me to quit games unless there's a cheater involved, but
We're catching up.
Nano boost at minimum.
Returning to battle. Repositioning. Up and away. We need to put a stop to their push. By order. System. Catch you later.
Good? Something's going on here tonight, guys. This is pretty shit. In general, our performance is pretty shit in general, even by normal standards.
Increasing altitude.
Hey, it's Gecko.
Let's kick this off.
Good. No idea. Yeah, no shit. We aren't doing the correct amount of AoE damage for some reason.
They're taking the robot. Establishing aerial position.
They're moving the barricade.
And then we just got Sombra being an asshole, which just makes things worse. When there's a pretty big difference, your healers are not healing you, your tank's oblivious, and you're just getting harassed by one character, it can do something like that. So, like, she's not even good, but it doesn't matter because of the aforementioned things going on. So,
Let's show him some air power. Taking off. Got the robot. This ends now.
that looks like an aimbot.
This end. All
They haven't really died to her at all. I've basically died to the fucking Sombra.
they outnumber us.
Besides the one kerfuffle when I was on the roof with the Baptiste. I'm just gonna go heal myself, by the way.
Making another approach.
Nano boost administered.
The leggy guy, by the way, is a Lucio at the beginning of the match. He literally did fuck all except for basically ride walls. That's all he was doing. Sombra has an encounter of Thera. It sucks when you get off the air, but like your team pays attention to her, they shoots her. If she goes after any character and the team doesn't pay attention to her,
Couldn't have put your head there.
like, she'll kill them. It's just the way it works. When you get disabled and no one's paying attention to it.
Positioning underway.
Like it's happening right now. There's a good 20 seconds in there, guys. There's 2 healers there, by the way. There's a good 20 seconds in which we didn't get healed at all. So, yeah. Again. And they didn't turn around to look to see what's going on. Literally just pointed forward.
Shake it off.
30 seconds remaining.
Establishing aerial position.
Their barricade is advancing. The name's Cursor.
God. Literally looking for the med kit. I know there's one back there somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Let's show him some air power. Justice rains from above.
It's their last push. We've got them dead to rights.
Medkit in there. There has to be another medkit around here somewhere. Maybe they put it inside? There's a Sombra again.
Apagando las luces.
Not.
Increasing altitude. Dispersing. Voy a hacer que lo necesite. This round goes to me.
We're outnumbered. Stay sharp.
Defeat. Play of the game.
Oh, he left already. Absolutely oblivious. Healers, tank, and Lily was allowed to have a Sombra just run around. So every time I was looking for a med kit, we'd run into the Sombra because she can see when you're low on health. Holy fuck, guys. Like, literally set up the fail. Ooh! Maybe pay something that doesn't get countered by Sombra's not a fucking counter to Pharah. Low health is a counter to Pharah. Low health is caused by people not healing you. Then you die! Holy fuck, you don't understand? Wow! Fuck off, bitch! Jesus Christ, people are fucking stupid. Low health is a counter to Pharah. And Sombra capitalizes on low health.
Select your hero.
And then you die.
Strike from above.
Like, the Sombra wasn't even fucking good. We got 0 heals. I think I got healed by an Ana once that entire match. And then the Kiriko accidentally healed me just at the end when she teleported to me. Yeah. It was the Lucio that wall rid for half, or third the match. The beginning first of the match. Third of the match. Holy fuck, guys. People are fucking stupid. Putting aside something's off, that's not helping things either. Like, more so than normal. I don't know what's going on here. Which I was talking about earlier.
Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the pin.
Got healed. Look, even she fucking gets healed. I think we're gonna go back to pink too for the colors. Like, red is more subtle, but
Increasing altitude. Enemy over here. They outnumber us. Keep it tight.
what a shit time to reload. I just shot her in the face and it didn't actually register.
Her in these skies. Enemy's not finished. Coming off the bench. Taking off.
Like, I think our best accuracy tonight is 40, and we have sub 10% direct hits now.
Returning to battle.
Yes.
The payload has reached the
I
checkpoint.
am power. Let's give them their medicine. Taking to the air.
Do you even know where the fuck they're going? Am I gold tier now or something? What the fuck's happening? Silver? Like chasing a Lucio around the map or something.
Establishing aerial position. Sune, guide you.
Good. Somehow he still hit the other guy while aiming up at me. That's kind of weird. But have a lot of weird things going on tonight, so you know.
Aerial positioning underway. I don't want to talk about it.
We're outnumbered. Careful.
Reinhardt at your service.
Anna checking in.
I, jolly old Victoria.
Increasing altitude. Excellent.
I don't want your aimbot grenade. If you wanted to throw it on me, you could fucking feel it. There's a shift coming out of him.
Keep them in.
E? Shift? Whatever the McCree aimbot grenade is.
Trapped here.
I think shift is roll E. There's an E coming out of him.
Establishing aerial position. I see an enemy. Enemy over here.
Cut. Ha! Oh yeah. I thought that was a fucking Anna. That wasn't an Anna. I literally just walked aside and looked for a healer. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
All systems nominal.
Literally just fucking sitting next to the McCree on our side or something? There's someone else. I think it was McCree just sitting up there. Torbjorn. Not a McCree. Torbjorn sitting up there.
Into the air.
Someone was up there. Fuck. Mercy trying to use her bus gun.
Up and away.
130 health, guys. Perfect. Perfect to insta-die. Sure the McCree's cheating, but not quite sold on it yet. He has a lot of misses, but the ones that we saw him miss, it looks like they're hit reg issues, so I don't know.
Show him some air power.
We'll see. Good. Maybe I'm just having an off day, guys. That's a shitty fallback excuse, though. That's not who I wanted to see. I don't want to see the donkey.
Returning to battle.
Killing everyone now. Good. God. I don't think it was a donkey. I'm pretty sure we just got shot by the McCree.
The skies await.
We got headshot by the McCree. Or body shot by the McCree.
My ultimate is charging.
10 seconds.
The time is short. Got it? Strong.
Victory. Play of the game.
Turning up the heat.
We have to wait again for that to populate. That's happening. Is helping at all. Off it goes. I don't think I'm gonna wait for this. Bother waiting for it. I'm gonna do a restart here, guys. Before that, let's try changing something. Alright. Restart time. Not for you guys, though. You'll stay here. You'll stay here and wait and like it. Ah, good. Good. I did say I wanted to try my other mouse out too. That's a eventuality. Mouse. Hmm. Yeah. Could also try turning off Afterburner and see if that makes a big difference as well. Shouldn't. I don't think I ever played for a night like that. Even when I was testing out other frame rate limiters. Fun. Something feels off tonight. This actually just feels better just at the desktop. Whether or not that's true or not, we'll see. Unrelated to what I changed, I think that is just to do with restarting my computer, to be perfectly honest.
Hard contact. When I'm hitting my shots, you can't touch me. Up and away. Notched another. Aerial positioning underway.
Okay.
Traveling to Nepal.
Nipples. I love nipples.
Select your hero.
Ah, good. Go for. Mm-hmm.
Strike from above.
Curse me all you want. Without conflict, there is no future for humanity.
Good leadership makes all the difference.
My mouse feels fucking weird too. I don't know what that's about.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
We'll show them a trick or two. Establishing aerial position.
Open your eyes.
I am empowered. Taking to the air.
I am on the objective. Report here now.
Flying rainbow grenade.
Making Taking another approach. Up and away.
Oh, he's below me. Thought he's on the other side of the building, guys. He wasn't. God mercy.
Crime doesn't pay. I am securing the point. Establishing aerial position. Concussive out. Thanks for the assist. Sorry, monk. Under my protection. Taking off. Justice reigns from above. Scatter. I am power. Never die. Taking to the air. They outnumber us. Keep it.
Ah! I just hit my E2. Still feels off, guys. I'm getting a lot of free shots in here, and I can't hit direct for shit. Good.
Shake it off. En route.
Right.
Increasing altitude. I see an enemy. Repulsion. Let the Kitsune guide you. Enemy over here. Elimination mid-ascent.
Oh, our whole team just disappeared. I need point help. Don't worry, I'll start the fucking overtime Doomfist. You can do whatever you're doing over there. Can't depend on tanks worth of shit nowadays, guys. Can't depend on them to start the OT. They have one job. Well, actually, they have a couple jobs, but one of which is starting OT.
No unnecessary risks. The best laid
Like, we got really good accuracy, but my directed isn't super amazing. See if it's still a poop, and if it is still poop, it begs, or if it's not poop, it begs the question whether or not the reset helped or changing the MSI setting helped.
Round 2. Capture the objective.
I will not waste this opportunity.
Neither are you.
Aerial positioning underway.
Oh, Zoda Jets, guys. Mercy dodge you.
Returning to battle. Right by you.
My mouse still feels fucking weird. It's like it has mouse acceleration sometimes. Oh my god. Please. Cut. That just went through him and did no damage.
Making another
Weird.
approach. En route.
I wonder how stuff like that happens, guys, where you literally see a projectile on the kill cam go through the player, and it doesn't fucking matter.
I don't think so.
It's kind of a miracle. Like, actually on the kill cam, you see the projectile fly through the guy, and it doesn't do any damage. Aww.
Time to kick some tail. On the move.
Mr. McCree has some very snappy aim. Yeah, he does. Like, it's one thing if you have, like, hit registration issues with a hit scan. It's another... Undead. It's another if you see the projectile, which is on the server, go through the player.
Hey. I do better than this. Come on. Shred it.
Medkit over here. God.
Not done yet.
You gotta go for it. Fuck they're doing. Next game. I'm just gonna sit in the doorway and wait for the match to end. What a great idea.
Strike from above. Aerial positioning underway. Double kill. Double kill. I don't think so. Going down.
Well, that one definitely fell down. I swear to God, it's like my fucking computer is gaslighting me. Did I just fucking see a missile go through the goddamn training bot? Now I have to fucking wait for this. Did I just fucking see a missile go through the goddamn... Now I have to wait for that to buffer. Because I'm not a preferred streamer, so... It's one thing if it's going through players because of latency. It's another thing if you're shooting through training dummies.
Strike from above. Increasing altitude. Switch. Double kill. Double kill. When I'm hitting my shots, you can't touch me. Double kill. Triple. Establishing aerial position. Justice reigns from above. Double kill. You weren't watching the skies.
One definitely fell down. I swear to God, it's like my fucking computer is gaslighting me. Nah. True story. No. Well, that one definitely fell down. I swear to God, it's like my fucking computer is gaslighting me. Shut over his soldier on the right. Nope. It matrixed me, guys. Good.
Taken down.
My missiles
Positioning underway.
feel super off today. And I don't know what it is.
Float like a jet. Justice rain from above.
Game feels really squirrely too.
Picked off.
Double kill.
But you can see I'm like overshooting and then I undershoot. Or actually go over the top of them. Normally I don't overshoot at all. I'll undershoot, but I don't usually overshoot.
Increasing altitude.
Double
Clocked.
double kill.
Scatter. Touch the sky.
That was a direct hit. I'm pretty sure I just saw the missile stop in the air too. Like it hit him and it didn't do damage. Or it didn't make the sound.
Up and away. Repulsion. Where's
Good.
your jetpack? Over and out. Blasted. Forgot your parachute? That had to hurt.
Fired and nothing came out.
We got it back. Taking off. Strike from above.
Alright.
Welcome to Oasis.
Strike from above.
Keep a lookout.
Establishing aerial position.
We get a cheating McCree. Lovely.
Over here.
Concussive out. Enemy over here. Let's keep
Round
going.
1.
Repositioning.
Bitter.
Hmm.
1.
IDK guys. Felt weird this morning when I was playing too. It's not just tonight.
I see your sneakers.
I played
You need the
offline,
basketball courts later.
and it didn't feel like when I was playing earlier in the night.
Likewise.
I don't know,
What
guys.
Are you willing to lose?
Oh, Farah-chan, I've never lost.
Still like another month until I can buy a CPU, if I can even get it on release.
1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
And I don't know if NVIDIA is going to reduce their prices, so...
Up and away. Let's kick this off. Carry on the wind. Watch out for this one. Thank you. Taking the point.
Oh, it's the guy I thought was cheating from earlier. Agree. Oh my god. Who's sitting near block? Huh.
Touch the sky.
Kind of looks like our McCrew's cheating, but you know, game was so fun at a time. Yep. I'm personally enjoying the performance issues myself, where it seems like every day and even with the same configuration seems completely different. It makes no fucking sense. You're playing Kiriko, you're not a victim. I mean, not really. I don't think Kiriko's that strong. Widowmakers with an aimbot or a Tracer with an aimbot is obnoxious. Pre-buffer our history.
Welcome to Rialto. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Be hacked?
Strike from above.
This looks like a team that gets into trouble. Good thing I came along.
That's going. Aerial positioning underway. I should get the puppy. We had the most adorable Rottweiler back at
Of course,
base.
Farah picks dangerous puppies.
Antonio was a fool.
Apparently we're on lax now for some reason.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Commence combat operations.
Fuck. See. Can hit every shot. Looks that way. And looks like we have a cheating
All
McCree.
systems nominal.
Also possibly a cheating Winston. I'll stay for a little bit more here. I'm very certain the McCree's cheating. Players, so it does make me wonder if certain cheats actually tell you when other cheaters are in the game. Yeah, that's nothing to do with the 4v5. Like, I actually just kind of want to be in here just to see if the McCree's cheating.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Okay, they're just fucking around now. Next game. When your teammates literally just, instead of waiting, just start fucking around with the enemy team, it leads to a scenario where people just start fucking around in general, and then you look like the bad guy for actually trying to play the game. I'm not going to sit around for a shitty version of VR chat. Stay around, shit around, stay around. Or it puts me back into the same server. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. No. You lose a lot of endorsement, by the way, for leaving matches, if you guys are curious about that. I swear to God, guys, when you click practice range, it actually puts you into like some sort of fast queue. I don't know why. Like, I literally just did a bunch, like, did stuff for like 2 minutes there, and then right when I click the button. Or it's when you're loading into the range. Like, you get put into a primary queue.
You've been distant lately, Lacour. Pondering anything unusual? Dangerous?
Another lax server.
I'll see this matter resolved. On the move. 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers
I will not waste this opportunity.
Defend objective A.
I'd rather not have your aimbot grenade. Oh! Hey, look, guys, McCree. A wild McCree appears.
All systems nominal.
I'll coordinate with you.
We should press the attack.
Over here. Justice reigns from above. Messy, but we got it done.
No one can hide from my sight.
Got one.
I'm with you.
Enemy over here. You're outclassed. Airspace is closed.
Almost.
Establishing
Team Mercy, that's what they want to do. They want to be a pharmacy. Why can't we be a pharmacy together?
enemy here.
See.
Thanks for the assist.
There's a guy there. On the right.
Aerial positioning underway. Justice reigns from above. Increasing altitude.
Attacking. Enemy vector calculated. Experiment detected. Time for a cosmetic cut.
Right away.
Enemy over here.
Sixth Dimensional Mercy has appeared on the battlefield. Jesus fucking Christ. Does he lose his ult if he doesn't get it off by the time that happens? No way.
My servants never die.
They're almost out of time. Hold on and be
Oh my god!
Play of the game.
This is like Highlander. I steal all your viewers. I learned that from Dead by Daylight. They taught me, guys. By the way, I almost never plug my Twitch channel, with the exception being when someone else plugs their Twitch channel. Because it's kind of an asshole-ish thing to do. So if you do it back, you have a chance of stealing their viewers, I guess. Hilarious.
Prepare to attack.
Well, that game felt better, guys, as far as nailing down their input delay or whatever the fuck's going on here. I think the only thing I did was I turned reduce buffering on and off, which is an old trick. And it actually feels better. I don't know what the fuck that means. It shouldn't have changed anything. It's a shame. That probably means I need to do that literally every time I fucking play the game now. And I don't. Definitely feels better after I did that. In training, I think it was. That trick's been around as old as time itself.
I sense that your hardest battle is yet to come. I will best any enemy, no matter how strong.
Work together and we'll make it through. Enhancing your I am empowered.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Is that on our side?
Aerial positioning underway.
Res immediately. That. Wrong.
I'm taking off. The objective, rally up. Increasing altitude.
Fuck.
Thanks for the assist.
Objective A captured. Escort.
I knew I would come from you.
Get it juicy? No. Are you hit with explosives here? I keep thinking there's a doorway there that's on the other side. Good try, Mercy. Sacrificing everything to res us at the gate. You can taste it.
I will not waste this opportunity. Underway. Time for the rains from above.
Triple kill.
We strike again and again. Over here.
She just teleported somewhere.
Here to help. I see your capability. Behind you. Let's show him some air power.
Yeah, the only thing I did, guys, was reduce buffering off and on.
I'm on the payload.
That'd really suck if that's actually something you have to do. Seems to have made a huge difference, by the way.
Over here. On the move.
Well, that sucks. Bye, Mercy.
The skies await. Increasing altitude. Get to the payload. Do something.
Had to kill someone there, guys, and I didn't. Huh. Crap.
Okay, my head's in the game.
Our Ash isn't very accurate. That's unfortunate. I thought there's 2 people up here. There wasn't. Thought the Mercy or the Ana was going to be up here.
I don't stay down. Positioning. We're outnumbered. Be advised.
Just like backing up constantly.
I will not waste this opportunity. Why isn't the payload en route?
Get a boop. No.
I knew I could help. I don't think so.
And do you see my E in the air that just despawned, guys? Because I did. Just poof and it's gone. That possibly would have been a lovely Q. We're just going to go inside of the Q. Like that. Guys. What if we just keep you occupied even if I don't kill you? Oh, fucking tank spawn. I was hoping my team could actually do something in that, 30-second window. Oh, they did. Good for them. Healer orgies tough to deal with, guys. I'd have to get multiple direct hits, and probably not going to happen. E didn't go off, which I just used prior to my shift. There's something wrong with... I think it's my computer. I don't fucking know. It's the CPU or something.
Making another approach.
What are you doing, Mercy? Why would you do this? Apparently, the fucking... Can't you chase me now? What is this? What? Okay.
The skies await. On the move.
No idea what's going on there, guys. I just fired and nothing came out at the end there. Since it's happening to my keyboard too, and my keyboard's new, I'm pretty sure it's my computer. It has to be like my, oh my god, I fucked it up. God. My Q's up too, and I'm fucking waiting for the Bob to disappear. I could have used my Q on the Bob too, and I didn't.
Okay, my head's in the game. Time for the reckoning.
Fucking got another one. Hey, fuck, guys. There we go. Should have done that earlier. I was trying to do something like that earlier, but every time I did, fucking Ash is shooting at me. Oh. pretty good.
60 seconds.
Dispersing. I've got you covered.
God, again. Like, it kind of feels like the Ashe is cheating.
Do something. Returning to
But
battle. On the move. Thanks for this.
I know what the fucking tank's doing. Good. No. Like, tank's fucking afraid to go in. There we go. That's exactly what we wanted.
Right back at you.
That's some clutch bullshit at the end there, guys. So, much better than our earlier games. Only thing I did was turn reduced buffering on and off.
Play of the game.
I don't know, guys.
She's gonna blow.
Courage issues? It looks like her aim snaps, but very accurately and very consistently snaps constantly to targets. Maybe it's the fucking option, guys. Maybe it's the reduced buffering option. I really... do I want to, like, fucking throw $100? There's also the Syslat one. Both are $100. Oh. Store is closed till March 20th, 23. Holy fuck.
Arriving at Conceal. Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
In overtime right now? Kind of looks that way. Oh, never mind. Hasn't started, guys. We joined after the join screen.
Strike from above.
Aggression is no substitute for ability.
Reckon that's true.
And like, even if I get like an input analyzer, like a input lag analyzer, there's still things like the consistency of your input, which is a problem of point of contention. Seems to be what I have where it feels like there's fucking mouse acceleration or some stupid shit on.
I will not waste this opportunity.
Very accurate soldier. A lot of them are very accurate. A lot of shit flying at me constantly. And an awful lot like the Junkrat was trying to bomb me, too, while I was doing that. Soldier, I'm very certain is cheating. How would you do that? Despite Junkrat being incredibly accurate, he did really stupid shit like that. Who the fuck cast their tire literally right in front of the enemy team?
Making another approach. Direct hits at any range. You weren't watching this enemy.
Junkrat is cheating. I think the soldier's cheating as well. He 100% has eyes on me constantly. That's where he's trying to fucking lob shit on top of me. Very annoying. Accurately lob shit on top of me constantly.
Proceed.
Pretty sure the soldier's cheating.
The skies await.
Does that leave the the Anna also possibly cheating? She's pegging shots at me earlier. Good. Definitely feels a lot better, and the only thing I really did was turn reduce buffering off and on. What the fuck is wrong with this game, guys? Get her? Oh my god! Wow, I just got pushed between the fucking... Yeah, I got fucking pushed by the barricade. I got pushed by the barricade while being inside of his grounding thing.
I will not waste this opportunity. Come here for healing.
Fucking say.
The enemy has taken the robot.
Very, very unfortunate. Six-dimensional fighter Mercy has arrived. Oh my god, we took her down with the anti-air shot. I think these guys are cheating, as I mentioned, but they aren't very good. It's like shitty cheaters. Mainly the soldier and the Junkrat. And it's just a cheat lobby. Yeah. No. Had to help or I was gonna die. It's either to run away and maybe get a med kit and die. So. Junkrat's trying to be a cheeky fuck with his wall hack. Push him in. Oh, yes, we did. Did he die? Yes, he did. We just eat the soldier into cow's Q.
Increasing altitude. Thanks for the assist.
Let the push commence.
Excellent.
I had to get over the top of the building to kill the Junkrat. If we went over the top, things would have worked out better than they did.
The skies await. Concussive out. I have power. Justice reigns from above.
Oh, that could have been a big res. He's fucking running away. He's like, fuck this shit, I'm not doing this. I didn't sign up for this shit. Oh, I don't want that.
My servants never die.
Guess he was saving it? Would you save it though? Like he had his Q. I think he could have done more damage if... He could have done more damage with Anna's Q on him. And possibly killed maybe 3 of us with the Anna Q and his visor. And saving it for later. Sixth-dimensional fighter Mercy has arrived on the battlefield. Everyone flee. Pew 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 pew.
Establishing area position.
Cannot allow them to take the robot. 60 seconds remaining.
Mercy leave. That's not good.
Group up here.
Is that the soldier? Like, it looks like my direct hits are doing more damage too. Oh my god. And they went in the door.
Always more to learn. Repositioning.
Overtime.
That's McCree tailing my fucking ass. I'd rather not. Yeah.
Taken down. Enemy's not finished. Stop them from pushing that barricade.
Don't hit me! Oh my god. Jesus fucking Christ. There we go. Oh, yeah, baby. That's the end of that. That's what we needed. Kill the tank and it's all over. And then we killed 2 others, so. Much better than normal. Much better than our games earlier tonight. The fuck? My ping is actually higher than normal. Yes, I think it's something to do with reduced buffering. It's the only thing I can imagine. It's like something that randomly happens in the game that just turns on. But if you do that, it shuts off until you alt-tab or restart the game. And it used to be the way. Used to be the case, too, back in the day. Back in my day. Used to be the case back in the day where you'd have to toggle that on and off, but off and on. So it would be on and you turn it off and you turn it back on. Now it seems like you want to do the opposite where you want to turn it on and then off to make sure that it's off. Fucking weird, guys. Weird shit. Yeah, I don't know. We had some questionable games tonight, to be perfectly honest, and it's another one once again where it felt like they're cheating, and then it felt like they toggled off. They're cheating at the beginning of the match, and then it felt like they decided they weren't going to later on. The soldier was incredibly accurate, and then he just stopped being accurate. Or I guess he just stopped killing us, one of the two. And the same thing with Junkrat, where he just kept trying to spam me with shit behind walls and stuff. He stopped doing that. The moment I was mentioning that, stopped doing that. Very nice. This is much better than earlier games, where I couldn't even get plus 10% direct shot hits. I'm always usually plus 10%. That weapon accuracy can vary depending on how much I spam. Direct hits usually as well, but like some of these I was doing like 8 and 6% in the entire game. I don't know, guys. Okay. I'm out here for this evening, guys. Tomorrow will be Overwatch 2, so you guys have that to look forward to or not to look forward to. I hope we're on the right track here this time, guys. It kind of makes sense if there's something sort of weird and it can be tweaked by turning reduced buffering off and on or off and on and off, depending on which preference you want to have it set to. It almost kind of feels like even if you have it off, or excuse me, even if you have it on, it's like not right. It's not just the opposite option that it's not set to. It's like there's some weird in-between option that's not quite working properly in the background unless you toggle it off and on for some reason. That's a bug that's old as time itself, back in the Overwatch 2 days or Overwatch 1 days in like Season 2 and 3, where we talked about this way back in the day. I might even have some footage on my highlights about that, but yeah, I don't know, guys. But yeah, I'm out here for this evening, guys. Tomorrow will be, more OW2, guys. Good. But yeah. Alrighty, guys. If you're new to the stream, you enjoyed the bullshit, you enjoyed the fun, make sure to follow button in the top right-hand corner. You stream every night from evening to late night, GMT-6, so 8 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time to 1 to 2 a.m., give or take. Depends what's going on in my life, what's happening, etc., etc. Nowadays, it is more of 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. or 10 p.m. to 4 a.m.-ish. Depends on what's going on, the usual. Yeah. I'll catch you guys later. Good stuff, guys, but I am out here for this evening. Thanks for watching my stream as always, and I hope you guys have a wonderfully fantastic Monday night and Tuesday morning. Have a good day, guys.